When you look at a Muslim girl, you often think of a woman that's very submissive, that's very quiet. Divorce gave me the push to realize my dream of opening up Tribe. The women I train at Tribe, they are so strong. My career was soaring. I was looking after 11 departments. I had a lot of people reporting under me. Mentally, I was like, what if I leave corporate and I don't get like one client? I don't like speaking about those things. I don't like speaking about my feelings.
Did you ever feel like you've had to prove yourself to people?
Yeah. Can I tell you what's making me go for therapy? I'm like, why am I doing this? For anyone that's struggling to rest, I think they need to understand why rest is needed. To the 10-year-old Muslim girl that's watching my Instagram, like, this is what you can do. It's not only about going to the gym and just walking on the treadmill. Lift up the barbell, get strong. Use that as an outlet for whatever you're going through in life. Sports is for everyone. I love that. And I'll tell you why.
Zaakirah Kalek. Zakes.
I'm laughing at the way you say my surname.
I know.
It's Khalek. Khalek.
Sure.
Khalek.
I got to practice that before we go back to the Middle East.
Yes.
Let's just stick to Zakes.
Okay.
Welcome to the Blue Room.
Thank you.
We've known each other a little while now through fitness and all the rest, and I really wanted to get you on the show because if there was ever a trailblazer in the fitness industry, it is you, and we'll get to why just now.
Thank you.
So you describe yourself. So everyone's Insta bios, I think it's the way people describe them, or where they want the world to see them. Hybrid gal, founder, trainer, athlete. I know that about you. Industrial psychologist. I never realized that. So is that your old corporate gig?
Yeah, I'm a retired.
Retired. How old are you now?
Oh, God.
Am I allowed to ask
You
that?
are. I'm 36.
Okay. Honestly, 36.
Honestly,
Okay,
36.
well, just checking. The point of the show is positivity, hearing everyone's stories, what you do to clear your head, what you do for clarity of mind, etc., etc. So you've been running. Running was probably your first passion.
Yeah.
Since preschool, you've been running. Does running still stay with you today? Because I don't know you as a runner. I know you as a gym girl. I see you just lifting and throwing heavy weights around. What does running mean to you?
Ooh. Running is has always been a part of my life. So like you said, preschool, I was a sprinter. Primary school, high school, I took it a little bit more seriously. And then I ran for bit in uni. So it's always been a part of my life. And even though I've always been lifting, I was always running. So there was a period, I think in my 20s, where I was just chasing marathons. And now that I'm in my 30s, I've picked up running again. So I always fluctuates. Either strength is more or running is less, or running is more and strength is less. So for me personally, running, you have to always maintain it because it just clears your mind, and that feeling of feeling fit is probably one of the best feelings in the world. I think so.
No, you're right. I just haven't felt that for a while. So we'll get back there. So we've got a little question here. You describe yourself as, how do you pronounce something fierce? Do you say Zaki fierce? Or
Socks fierce.
Socks fierce?
Is socks fierce?
It sounds very Afrikaans, actually.
You know that Beyonce is like Sasha Fierce.
Yeah.
So Zaks Fierce is my alter ego as well.
Okay, so everyone on the show's got a little alter ego going on.
Oh,
What does
okay.
that mean to you?
Ooh. So that's like the Zaks that has to be on stage or that has to be in front of the camera. I'm actually a very shy person in reality. Like I can walk into a room, I can speak to everyone, but I really have to tap into that alter ego. So that's the one side of the fierce side, but the other fierce side is the competitive, the lifter, the runner side of me. But in reality, I'm such a house body. Like I'm boring.
Are you?
I am. I love to just sit at home and rot.
Well, the thing is, like, when I've come to see, or I've come to train with you, but also like the videos I see, you incredibly intimidating, throwing weights around. You don't really conform to this sweet little Muslim girl, do you?
There's actually a lot of Muslim girls that are very, very strong.
No, I'm just saying it's
It's It's yes, I get the message you're trying to say, because when you look at a Muslim girl and you see someone that's in hijab, or just someone that's Muslim in general, you often think of a woman that's very submissive, that's very quiet. Um, but the women I train at Tribe, they are so strong. They are incredibly strong. And for me, I also want to break that stereotype. There's not a lot of brown girls, Muslim brown girls in South Africa, that's lifting heavy weights, that's running fast, that's just doing all these things. So when I train, I really want to represent my community, to say to the 10-year-old Muslim girl that's watching my Instagram, like, this is what you can do. It's not only about um, going to the gym and just walking on the treadmill. Lift up the barbell, get strong. Use that as your outlet for whatever you're going through in life.
I mean, from an athlete perspective, it's not just you. I've seen it both at Hyrox, at Dedi Dozen. There's girls in full hijabs actually competing
And it's
and
so
killing it.
and it's so difficult to train with a hijab on. Like, I think a lot of people take that for granted. Like, just it's not only hijab, but it's also like covering your arms, covering up to ankles, so it's like in summer,
It's
sweating.
hot,
It's hot.
lack movement and
Yeah.
comfort.
Yeah.
But even that, I mean, we've seen on our fitness racing business, we have people in full hijabs training during like Ramadan as well,
Yeah.
whilst fasting. So there's just different layers to all of it. And that's why I was so excited to get you on, because it's not only multiply cultural,
Mm.
it's different religions, ethnicities, backgrounds, but sports for everyone.
Sports is for everyone. I love that. I love that. Yes. I think at Tribe, especially, like, because look, Tribe is a lot more, it's 90% Muslim, I'll say. Um, and that's just, it organically happened that way, I think, because I'm Muslim.
Yeah.
Um, Ramadan, we continue training. I continue training throughout Ramadan. It will be like 5 p.m. Everyone is so tired, everyone is hungry, but they will still be there doing a high rock session.
Can
You
you
know,
just explain for people that haven't necessarily fasted at that kind of level for how difficult it is to tap into your energy reserves and stores? And also, how does it affect your mental health?
Yeah, so Ramadan is basically a 30 days to 30 to 31 days of fasting. And that is no water or no food from sunrise to sunset. So the minute it's sunrise, you stop eating. Sunset, you have to break your fast. In terms of how difficult it is, I think I've been fasting since I've become of age. So most Muslim people, as soon as they boys and girls become of age, they have to start fasting. I mean, it's still difficult.
Hmm.
It's not easy. I love food and I eat a lot, so it's challenging. And it's not only the hunger, it's also the fatigue, because it's early mornings, late nights. After you break your fast, you then have to pray. So there's a lot that goes into it that a lot of people don't see. So for me personally, it's not really the hunger, it's the fatigue. And mentally, it's tough because you have to pull yourself out of fatigue to hit a session, which is hard. I mean, you've got no energy, you've got no food in your system. It takes mental fortitude to get through a session, but it's worth it.
I mean, I know when I get to the end of some days, even with having eaten through the day,
Yeah.
how difficult it is to just drag yourself to the gym. But we all know, you know, any sort of training, it's about consistency, and it's something that gets mentioned a lot here because no one's always motivated. I suppose that's your job in having the gym
Mm.
or being a coach. Your job is to motivate. The people walking through the doors, their job is to be consistent. Um, do you think that is the success of independent gyms popping up? It's almost like, what I like about a gym like yours, I can walk through those doors and I don't have to think about anything. It just kind of get told what to do and you get on with it. I mean, your commercial gyms definitely do have its place. I think from a strength and conditioning point of view, a little bit more from the toning. Um, but if you just want to get your headspace right, get your get your ass to one of the gyms, I suppose.
I think that, and I think the success with boutique gyms is the sense of community that it fosters. I see it with my gym, whether it's the ladies only classes or whether it's the mixed classes, there's a sense of belonging for people. And I think that's very important with any gym. So you won't necessarily find that in a commercial gym. I think the boutique gyms, I mean, for example, this Saturday we had a braai and we were Brian Vos and the Springbok game was on. And just that little event just fosters so much inclusion with different races, different religions, all united because we are all South African and we all support South Africa. So I think that sense of community and belonging is what makes boutique gyms stand out. Definitely.
Getting back to the running, when you're on the road, what's
Mm.
what's your thought process? What's going through
Ugh.
your head?
The first 3 Ks, I'm like, why am I doing this? Well, the first mental struggle is getting out of bed, isn't it? It's
Yep.
like, especially on a Sunday when all you want to do is sleep in. Um, I think the first 3 Ks, I'm always like, shit, this is like the hardest thing.
I think that comes with age. It takes you a bit of
Oh,
time to get into it. Well, I'm saying it because I know for my first 2 kilometers at
yeah.
easily it hurts and then it feels like your joints and stuff start to loosen up a
Mm.
little bit.
How old are you, Cam?
About the same age as you,
What's that?
maybe plus 10. No,
Really?
I'm 44.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, still young.
starting to sweat a little bit now that you asked that question.
But I do understand what you're saying. The joints and I never ever had knee pain. After 35, I'm like, what is going on with my body?
Yeah, stairs are a challenge.
It's going down the stairs is a challenge.
You're fit enough to walk up and down them, but your body's just saying no.
Yeah. Look, I think with running, the first 3 Ks are always the hardest because your body is adjusting to to get into an aerobic cardiovascular state. So during that mental process, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a long run. But I think the mental process, okay, just chipping away the kilometers and trying to enjoy the run. Stop worrying about stats all the time, especially if you're doing those slow runs. I won't lie, the zone 2 slow runs is more mentally tough for me than doing a fast run.
All of mine are slow runs.
You lying. I know you lie.
Unless I'm chasing the misses, then I got to pick it up a little bit. So let's talk about Nike. There's not a lot of Nike brand ambassadors in this country. You are one. Um, why would they choose you?
Ooh. It happened so long ago.
But you're still with them,
I'm
so that
still
says
with them,
something.
yeah, since 2015. It was actually quite a lengthy process. I mean, I had to audition. I had to show them that I can actually coach and I know what I'm talking about. And I was so young back then, but I don't know, I feel like I always wanted to be involved with the Nike family and somehow that all of those puzzles just connected. Um, it's such a difficult question for me to answer. I think I think I'm a good coach. Really, I think I'm a really good coach. And I'm not just saying that to, boast whatever, but um I love what I do. I talk the talk. I'm authentic in my fitness journey, especially on Instagram. I share what my highs and my lows. Um, and I think that's very important for Nike. I think you got to be true to who you are because they can see right through that. And, when I go on these global summits and I meet all the different trainers, there's one specific thing that we all have in common is that we are incredibly passionate about fitness and wellness. I mean, I just come from Barcelona now, where
I
we,
know it looked amazing.
yeah, where it was a Nike summit, and every single trainer that I spoke to just had this incredible, deep passion. I mean, there was not a trainer that I met that wasn't doing high rocks, wasn't doing Olympic weightlifting, um, wasn't coaching these crazy hours that we coach. I mean, who wants to coach from 5 to 7 p.m. at night? It's nuts. But because we love what we do and we love our chosen career, we do it. So I think that's what sets me apart, if that answers your question.
Well, the things I touched on there, well, what you touched on that I picked up was authenticity and passion.
Mm.
I think I suppose that's anything, any job path or career path you go for.
Yeah,
If you can have those two, you're going to go far.
yeah.
Talk to us about, I didn't know about it until we spoke, Shapa.
Ooh, okay. So Shapa is the old Nike football training center. So that's in Soweto. So we coach the community around Soweto. So it's actually a world class training facility. I mean, when I show people pictures of this facility, they are like shocked because it is so nice. They have proper kitted out training studios. They have a skateboarding park, basketball court, netball court, athletics track, tar track. They have beautiful indoor five-a-side courts. They have outdoor fields. They have yoga. They have boxing. I mean, it's just a world-class training facility that is absolutely free to the community of Soweto, and we are contracted with Nike to coach. So the community in Soweto gets to experience world-class coaching, different areas of fitness such as yoga, skateboarding, which they may or may not necessarily be open to, in Soweto. So I think just to serve the community of Soweto is incredible.
I think from a grassroots level,
Yeah.
you know, country and transition way back then, there's a lot of talk about grassroots, and I think often people went about things the wrong way. But if there's ever a better grassroots project, because my biggest gripe is, you know, we've got so much talent in this country, and how do we unearth it? If you are, not saying Soweto specifically, but if you're on some sort of poverty cycle, how do you exit that without the means or the contacts or anything like that? Whereas something like this facility, there's multidiscipline variants of sport there. Whatever tickles your fancy, like you said, you've got great coaching, all the rest.
Mm.
There's really a chance for people to come through the system if they're going to be good sportsmen and take it all the way to the top.
Yeah. And I think what it comes down to, especially at grassroots level, and this has been my biggest gripe with sports in South Africa, is the lack of resources. So there will be an incredible 14-year-old that's amazing, maybe at athletics or at rugby or football. But because there's a lack of resources, how do we get that talent? How do we develop that talent? Can't, because we don't know. They don't have the resources. So I think, I mean, Nike, and I'm not just saying that because I'm with Nike, but I mean to give the community of Soweto this opportunity for free. You just have to sign up is incredible because they have different I don't know what to call it, like football leagues that they do like tournaments there. There's scouts there. Um I I personally train my classes on high rocks, deadly dozen. So it shows them that there's different races that you can participate in. Even if you're like 40 years old, you can still do sport. 50 years old, you can still do sport. I think I have a 70-year-old lady in my classes that does high rocks every Tuesday.
I think I could take her.
Try. Her name's Matsi DC.
Did she come to the Deadly Dozen, by the way?
I know.
You must come get her to do it.
Yeah.
Because you had a whole bunch of athletes that came and did one of them.
Yeah, quite a few athletes attended the last
The
Deadly
UJ
Dozen.
one.
Yeah.
Offer stands always. So you just let us know
She said,
how many
thank you.
and we'll
Thank you.
make space for them for sure.
Thank you.
So leaving corporate
Mm.
to open your own fitness space. Like a lot of us have this similar story.
Yeah.
Massive risk.
Yeah.
Mental battles. What did you fight before taking that leap? And then we all know entrepreneurship. What mental battles do you fight after taking the leap?
Mentally, I was really scared it wasn't going to work. So when I went into, and I was very corporate. I was an HR business partner for 8 years at two big law firms, the two biggest law firms in South Africa. And to be honest, my career was soaring. I was looking after 11 departments. I had a lot of people reporting under me. So I didn't necessarily dislike it, but I always knew this is just a means to an end. So I was saving a lot while I was in corporate. But even though I had that financial safety net, mentally I was like, what if I leave corporate and I don't get like one client? You know?
Yeah.
So I think I was mentally struggling with this, whether this was the right decision, especially because I'm coming from a place of safety in terms of income, medical aid, to now having to do all of this on my own. So that's what I struggled with mentally, is whether I'll get clients. And then in terms of entrepreneurship, I think it's still the early days. They were really quiet months. and I had a lot of time. And I remember once I went to a hair salon, and I sat with the lady there, and I said, I've never had so much free time in my life, and it's making me anxious.
Mm.
Just to be still. It's
I
crazy.
can't.
I also can't. And I'll tell you why. I went to Bahrain in 2019. I was employed or headhunted to open up or manage, be the gym manager of a female only facility, also a state of the art facility in Bahrain. I left South Africa in November. I got there November, December, January, the gym was closed. I was twiddling my thumbs. I was going insane. I still getting a salary, but I wasn't working. I had to come back to South Africa. I just couldn't. I couldn't wait. So yeah, all that free time made me very, very anxious.
Gives you some chance with yourself. Time to think.
Yeah, maybe we need that. Maybe we need to sit with ourselves a little bit more.
Being alone with your own thoughts is a very, a very dangerous place. Did you ever feel like you've had to prove yourself to people?
Yeah, I think coaches have to, especially in the age of social media. I had to prove that I know what I'm doing. I can coach you. I can I can lead you to a path of better health. And I think social media more of that. I think I have less to prove now. I think in my early 20s that was me. Whether that was I I need to prove that I'm deserving to be a Nike coach. I need to prove that I can be your coach. So I think that was me in the 20s. Now, no.
I suppose the big thing is once you're backed by a big global brand, it must add a lot of pressure. Not saying they're putting on the pressure, but self inflicted pressure.
Oh yeah. In the early stages of my partnership with Nike, we used to have this crazy Nike training club events. I think the biggest one was at Kyalami racetrack where we had 1,000 women. And I wasn't the only NTC trainer back then. There were four of us. Um, and we just constantly had to make sure we know our stuff, that we are able to coach 1,000 people and just be high energy all the time. So Nike believed in us, but we had to constantly, you know, prove that we know what we're doing.
Saying that high energy. So when you are in the gym training people, it's usually you might have a bit of lull during the day, but the problem is you have to start early, finish late. So you don't actually get a chance to either go to sleep early or wake up late.
Yeah.
You're never gonna have that option. Um, where do you get the energy? Because the people that step in through your doors, they feed off you.
Mm.
So you keep pouring from your cup. What fills yours?
Family, definitely. I feel energized when I'm around my family, um, as well as I need to train myself. If I don't train myself and I don't do what I truly love, which is training, then I'm going to be miserable. Um,
It's to clear your head.
it's to clear my head, and it's my time. It's my personal time. Um, but those hours are tough, man. I mean, I've been in this industry for a long time, and I still struggle with the hours. I think I'm in a better position now where I can work less hours, but you still have to have you still have to be very involved in your business. So still, Monday to Sunday.
Setbacks, injuries, what's been your hardest?
Oh, my current injury. Yeah. So, and when I ran Cape Town Marathon a few years ago, I developed this hip pain, and I actually thought it's I forgot the name, but it's basically like a cartilage tear. I thought that's in my hip. And then I went to go get an MRI, and that was a whole disaster. But the injury has now returned. So every time I run, it flares up on both sides.
Is that the one that kept you out of Hyrox?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the last one, no, there was a flu in March. And then this one I was supposed to do pro, but my running wasn't up to scratch because I just can't with my hips. So I think I'm doing a lot more rehab now, but it's still not 100%. So I'm going to try and go to a bio now and see what happens. So mentally, that has been tough for me.
And then you said family is important to you. your lowest lows and the things that you've been through. You're welcome to share, not share. Um,
Um,
what was it, and how do you bounce back from that? Because ultimately, that's why we're here. We've all been through traumas, some similar, some not. What was yours that you're most proud of that you've bounced back from?
I think for me, it was divorce. So I got divorced in 2021, I think. Yeah, 2021. It was incredibly difficult for me. I did not take it. It's as bad as death. I think
Yeah,
divorce. Um, and I channeled all that grief into tribe. It's probably not the smartest thing to do because I avoided a lot of emotions or feelings that are only coming out now that now I'm trying to deal with. But I think divorce gave me the push to become or to realize my dream of opening up tribe. It was a very difficult time for me, and I think I channeled a lot of it to avoid feeling. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I get it completely. I'm just listening. So no, but I think why are you saying you probably do? Because when you channel it to something else, you're sweeping it under the carpet
Oh yeah.
and you're deflecting. It's a distraction, which
Mm.
is great.
I've actually only started therapy last month.
It's the best thing.
Yeah, so I never went for therapy after my divorce at all.
The best thing I did after mine,
Wow.
because it's hard in the beginning because you have to be very for it to be successful, you got to be very honest with yourself. So it
You-
brings up a lot of demons, and as
Yes.
with most therapy, I can't speak for everyone, but most stuff is from childhood. So you're now unpacking childhood first all the way through, but you got to be very honest with yourself and go through that process.
Yeah. And I don't like speaking about those things. I don't like speaking about my feelings.
Yeah,
And my personality is just get on with it. Oh,
which
you're
is,
having a bad day? Just get on with it, you know? So I'm not dealing with
but then you become a ticking time bomb.
exactly. So yeah, I'm planning to do my third session.
But do you think, I know Tribe is very successful and I'm sure it's something you're incredibly proud of. Do you think now that Tribe is probably where you want it to be, you can't hide behind it anymore?
Can I tell you what's making me go for therapy? Is that I've had a relationship this past year. Um, and I think there are some things that are coming out that I'm finding that's a pattern. So it wasn't
From your side?
from my side.
So you may be saying, cool, you're still in the relationship.
No.
No. Okay. So I was thinking like, are you looking to go down that path to figure out, do you think you're the common denominator?
No, I think that the divorce was quite amicable.
You're still friends. I remember you telling me about.
Yeah. He's based in Dubai. So we're not friends, but we there's no bad terms, or if I see him, I'll greet him.
Yeah.
Um, but I think we both had faults, and personally, for me, I wouldn't say I'm the common denominator, but I think everyone has toxic traits that they need to work on. And I think I've now seen the patterns and now I want to work on them.
Because I've said it before, sometimes you can get, just because something doesn't work doesn't mean someone was a bad person, someone was a good person.
Mm-mm.
I've seen two incredible people be very toxic together, but I've also seen two not so nice people have the most incredible relationship. So there's no indicator, there's no rule book to relationships. I think it's about being honest with yourself. I find it far easier to be honest with yourself coming out of a relationship, but the nice thing about going for therapy is you don't want to take any of those behaviors or learnings or how you've been treated into the next one. Because if you've been in an abusive relationship, I'm not saying yours, if you've been in an abusive relationship and you meet a very kind man next, you can often become the abuser.
Yeah.
And that's because of your learnings. It's not because of your personality type. So for me, after getting divorced, when I went for therapy, it was the best thing that I did because I got to know me. I got to work on the things that were my shortfalls.
Yeah.
And then you put yourself into a space where you're a better version of yourself.
I was about to say that I think therapy for me personally is I want to come out of therapy knowing that I'm the best version for this person. And if I meet someone that hasn't gone for therapy or has demons that they haven't dealt with, then that person is not going to be for me. Because I feel like if I'm putting in the work for myself, I expect my partner to do the same. Um, yeah, but like I tell everyone, my ex husband is a great man. Like, I think we were very young as well. Um, and yeah, it was amicable. The divorce was very difficult. I think it was difficult for him as well. I haven't seen him since because he's based in Dubai. Um, but divorce is not easy. Like anyone that says divorce is easy, and also dating is one of the most horrible experiences I've ever gone through in my life.
Agreed. It's not easy. I think there's so many pressures these days with
Mm.
dating. It's also there's a lot of fakeness. You don't
Yeah.
kind of know with social media, whatever. It's you're a busy person. I'm busy as well. Like I'm very happy that I've got a special somebody
Mm.
because it's pretty wild out there.
Oh,
Um,
streets.
and people also tend to put their best foot forward in the beginning. And you get to know someone and that person, and then you also realize that that's not the person that you met.
Yeah, it's very scary, and I think because I'm 36 and I know what I want, and I'm not willing to compromise on the things that I particularly look for in a man, um, it's difficult, man. It's like it's really and it's exhausting, to
It
be
is.
honest.
Well, I met someone when I completely gave up, but it's the
Maybe I need to do that.
throw in the towel, you walk out of it and meet somebody.
Yeah.
I think the big thing with therapy as well, and being the best version of yourself, is when you are damaged, and we're all inherently broken.
Yeah.
When you meet somebody and you're not healed on the healing process, you attaching your happiness to their happiness
Mm.
and vice versa.
Mm.
So if you get two people that are in the healing process or working on themselves, you can definitely heal with somebody. I don't doubt that for a second. I'm not an expert, it's my opinion.
Mm.
But there'd be nothing better than two broken people meeting, working independently but healing together.
That's beautiful.
That would be the dream.
Mm.
So, because if anyone says they're fully healed, they're lying. They're lying to themselves, not to you. They're lying to themselves. Have you? So let's actually say it this way.
Hmm.
How do you differentiate between the voice saying push hard and the voice saying rest? Do you have a rest voice?
I do have a race
Do
voice.
you?
Yeah. I do, and it's hard for me to rest, but I actually enjoy my rest days now. Um, it's some days are very boring. Like training is like it becomes so. It's like so part of our lives that we look forward to it every day. But to me, resting is incredibly important because I understand the science behind it and why we need to rest. And you grow when you rest, you recover when you rest, you repair when you rest. So for me, that's why I need to rest. So it's not difficult for me to differentiate the two.
For me, I'm trying to get back into the training side again,
Okay.
a couple of injuries and stuff like that. But also, I didn't rest. Like, I literally went so hard for a long period of time, my body just ended up shutting down.
Well,
So I literally did not look after myself. And the voice was saying,
mm,
take it easy. But, I had a goal, I had a target. And unfortunately, by getting sick in the body, I missed all of those goals. And because I was sick during races overseas and all the rest. So, how would you suggest to someone to balance that? I know everyone's in different levels of fitness or what they're going for.
I think the most difficult part for me in terms of resting is how to rest with injury, how to manage your workload with injury. That's difficult for me, because I just want if I see threshold 10 times 400 meters, I want to go after it. Like I wanna push. Whereas I know after the threshold session, I'm going to suffer with my hips. So I think it's for me that's the difficulty. How do I manage my workload now with an injury? Um, for anyone that's struggling to rest, I think they need to understand why rest is needed. Um, I mean that's why I got this whoop band because I
Yes.
oh yay is because I couldn't rest before. I struggled. I was overtraining. I was undersleeping. I was always tired.
I'm actually sleeping these days
Man, you're
because
so lucky.
I just no. Well, it actually it reminds me that I do need to sleep, and you can see it. Tells you in your phone like, cool. And
Sleeping.
now you know what your recovery's at in your sleep because I'm not a good sleeper. Even if you look at my sleep from the Whoop, it basically it's a long sleep period, but I'm either very light or I'm not a big sleeper. I don't know if that's just a busy mind or because I'm a dad and you sort of hypersensitive to the surroundings and
Yeah.
sounds and all the rest.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the safest country to live in, so we have to be aware. Um, but yeah, it's actually been a really good investment. I've had mine for about a month. You've probably had yours for a bit longer.
I've had mine for many years. I mean, before Thrive last week, Cape Town, my last green day, my green recovery was 30 days ago. That's how bad my sleep is as well. So, I mean, I've tried everything, but I have the same issue that you have. I have an overactive mind. So I often have to, I don't know, breathe and try and sleep. But I can wake up at 12 and just be like, what's going on?
So I make sure every single night, and I drive the missus mad. I fall asleep with the TV on. Always put a sleep timer.
Bad, yeah.
It's just no, but it's never in the room. It's in the lounge, and it's
Okay.
just that little bit of noise or white noise or whatever you want to call in the background that is my brain's ticking to that, and not.
Maybe you should try a fan in your room or aircon because that white noise makes me sleep.
It's the same. Maybe that's why I always sleep so well in hotels because I always put the aircon on, and
Yes.
that kind of
Yeah.
distracts. Another thing that I haven't done for many years, but I used to do is actually leave a little notepad next to the bed.
Okay.
Because if you've got an idea, especially being an entrepreneur, you've got this idea, you spend the whole night thinking,
Yeah, it's true.
and then you wake up and you're like, shit, I forgot it anyway. So
For
it's,
me,
and now you're tired.
for me, it's like, for me, it's client issues or an app issue or it's just something that's really like bugging me. Like it really bugs me.
But you married to your business. And
Yeah.
that's, that, but
Really, do I want to be married to my business?
that,
But here we are.
but that's entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But getting back to your
Mm.
business, do you feel that these days people are chasing aesthetics by training or more sort of clarity of mind? Has there been that switch or is there that switch?
Nah, I think it's still very much aesthetics. I'll be honest with you. But having said that, something just popped into my mind. With the introduction of all these hybrid races, I think now people are starting to move towards a performance mindset. But it's not a lot. It's a select few. I think people, especially actually both men and women, they still. I mean, I do too. I want to have a nice body. I want to feel sexy. So aesthetically, I think there will always be that component of training. However, with hybrid racing, people are now very much performance focused and not only training. I see it on Instagram, nutrition, sleep. It's like ticking all the boxes, and it's becoming incredibly competitive.
It is. And it's a fun balancing act. It's it's something I probably need to look into as an actual. I've never had an actual coach,
Mm.
and I know sort of hybrid and fitness racing better than most.
Mm.
And I coached in my spare time. Didn't get paid for it, but it was something I was passionate about. But I don't know. I've never studied it. So I don't know the workloads and how to balance that. The nutrition. When I got really sick, it was because my nutrition and rest wasn't good enough.
Okay.
I was looking great, but my body was actually starved.
Okay.
So it's it's a fun balancing act. I wasn't chasing aesthetics at all. I was chasing performance because I trained to clear my head, but the reason why I was training was for performance.
I mean, it will then beg the question whether I don't know, certain age group, maybe 35 and up, starts training for mental clarity. And I think early 20s, mid 20s, you are doing it for aesthetics. I don't know. I know when I was my early 20s, I used to train very hard to develop my glutes. I really wanted to have a.
Is it coming back to your Beyonce Fear stuff?
I really wanted a full glutes, but yeah. Now it's more performance based, definitely.
Your road running and
Mm,
your time on the road, if you have any sort of physical pain, do you link that to mental pain and hardships in life? Does
no,
not at all. So you're
I'm
not
not
like
that
pushed
person.
through it.
Oh, okay. Is that what you meant? Yeah, I try and block it out. I try and block that shit out like you can't imagine. I mean, already in the first kilometer, I feel pain with my hips. So when I do like a 15K, if I have to just pause for like 5 seconds just to take a breather and start running again, it's like I'm starting from scratch with the pain. I don't know what it is. Like when you're running, it sort of numbs everything because your blood is everywhere. Um, but it's definitely like mentally, I'm like, block out the pain. Just keep
Suppose
going.
that's why we're encouraged to warm up
Yes. And that's why we encourage to sort out your injury.
first. Because it's just in closing,
Mm.
I just want to know when people say your name 20 years from now, it'll be 56, I think. What do you hope they say about you and remember about you?
I hope they say that I've always been authentic and true to myself, despite my social media presence or whatever else. And I hope that they say that I'm a kind person. That's important. Just
Thank,
that.
thank you so much for joining us in the Blue Room.
Thank you for having. It's so quick. Oh,
It
really
was so
fun.
quick. And we cannot wait to see the rest of your journey. And I'm definitely going to come visit you guys in Soweto soon.
Yes, please do. It's amazing. And you'll do. Please come on a Tuesday because that's when we do like hybrid racing.
Okay, done.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.